diamond painting friends, Jessica here with Tiny Worlds of Wonder. Today I'm stopping in to share a video on how I seal my diamond paintings, when I seal my diamond paintings, and how I do it without losing any sparkle at all. Now this video was inspired by a video that Studio Sam made quite a while ago now. I'll link that up in the cards, but I want to make sure I acknowledge Studio Sam's part in this process. She did a wonderful video testing out several sealing products and comparing the results and the sparkle and all of that. And as I was watching that video, I had the thought that what if you sort of take her favorite product and sort of add an extra step? So big thanks to you, Sam, for that great video and for the inspiration for this. So check it out up in the cards. Warning right up front, this video is going to have disembodied hands in it. A surprising number of people comment on disembodied hands. And yes, I film top down, so my hands are always disembodied. If that bugs you, fair warning right up front, okay? So here's what you're going to need for this project today. You're going to need Mod Podge Super Gloss. This is a water-based varnish. It's thick, it's like I said, water-based, and I've had really good luck with it. Some kind of brush that isn't going to cause a lot of bubbles and isn't going to shed a lot of hairs. So which brush you use is up to you. I'm using the Mod Podge decoupage brush for this. I got both of these products at my local Michael's store, but I'll pop a link down to Amazon so that you can find those if you'd like. You're going to need some newspaper to set your diamond painting on, something to put your Mod Podge in. I just have a paper bowl. And you're going to need a damp, not wet, but damp rag that is as free of lint as possible. So you're going to want to get this wet, wring all the excess water out of it because you don't want any water dripping down into your diamond painting as you're doing this. Okay, and I just have some scraps here of a canvas that was an epic fail. This was an AliExpress canvas that was just basically garbage. And I finished maybe, I don't know, an 8-inch square or something of it before I just abandoned it completely. So I've just cut it up into some little squares and I'm using it as a test canvas for several projects, etc. So I'm going to use these little scraps for my demo today, but normally, of course, I do a whole diamond painting this way. To do about a 50 by 70 diamond painting takes the better part of one container of Mod Podge Super Gloss. And it's kind of a lot. It takes a lot of time. I found that this is not a process that is extremely fast, but it's not extremely slow either. And to me, if I have a canvas where I'm not positive that the drills are very well adhered to the canvas, it's completely worth it. There's going to be a big snow plow that goes by now because it's snowing like crazy, y'all. All right, so now as I get into this, I'll let you know when do I seal and when do I not. Most of my diamond paintings are laying in a portfolio flat in my closet, and I have not sealed any of those because they're all stacked up and they're all, you know, there's pressure on the diamonds and I'm not worried about them. I have several hung and framed in my living room. One is behind glass. Well, they're all behind glass, but one is sealed and one is not. And I have to say at this point, they look identical as far as how well the drills are holding up. They've only been up there about 2 years or so. As I was saying, I would seal any diamond painting where the drills are going to be exposed to the air. So if I was mounting my diamond painting on a canvas, like stapling it around a canvas or something where the drills were going to be exposed, I would seal that. If I was framing it with like a clip frame where the plexiglass on the front can bow out a little bit, as plexiglass tends to do, then I would seal that also. So if you can have your drills mounted flush against glass, that might be a scenario where you don't need to seal, and if you're pretty sure of the quality of the diamond painting. If you have popping drills or concave drills or any drills that just aren't setting completely flush and you're worried about your canvas, then seal it, because this process, truly you don't lose any sparkle, and I can't tell the difference, like I said, between the canvas I've sealed and the one I haven't. If I didn't know which one it was, I couldn't tell. So let's jump into this little square. I'll show you how I do this. I just poured a little bit of Mod Podge out into my dish here. Now before I get too involved in this, one thing you're going to want to do for sure is make sure that your painting is free of wax residue. Pink wax can leave a lot of residue. Sometimes going over it lightly with a hairdryer, a warm hairdryer, and just wiping it with a dry cloth can be a way to get that off. I have just a clean toothbrush that I sometimes go over it with and try to get, you know, life just happens. There's little lints, there's bits of stuff, but you're definitely going to want to clean it up before you put, obviously, your sealant on top. If you have a dog or cat, then sometimes just going over with a piece of tape to get all the cat hair off. I have a cat. He's supposed to be hypoallergenic. I have a Devon Rex. He leaves little fuzzies everywhere. Little fuzzies. All right. So what I'm going to do is come at this. I'm not going to put a ton of product on my drills. I'm going to try to spread this pretty thin, but I am going to look and try to get the product down in between the drills, because that's where it's going to do me some good. It's not going to do me really any good sitting on the surface, or a whole lot of good sinking under the drills and making contact with the adhesive underneath. Although of course it will in places as it goes down between my drills. But the reason that this, in my experience, works is because it basically holds the drills together. So the reason I haven't used some of the other products that are really popular out there, like polyurethanes or aqua glue, is that there's always a risk of chemical interactions between products. So like with aqua glue, because I'm a paper crafter, I'm familiar with aqua glue, and I've seen how it holds up on my scrapbook pages over time, and it tends to get quite crackled, crispy. I don't know, it changes texture a little bit. And so I don't really trust it completely, and I don't trust polyurethane because it is so high in chemicals, like it's so interactive. And I cannot guarantee that Mod Podge Super Gloss will not interact with the adhesive on the back of my canvas. I can't. No one knows, because this is a new craft. But so far, it seems to be holding up fine. If anything changes, of course, I'll let you know. So after I get a decent coat, you guys are not going to be able to see this too well, I don't think. And I let that kind of sink down in between my diamonds. What I'm going to do is grab my damp cloth, and I'm just going to start wiping the surface of the drills. And my goal is to get basically all the product off the surface of the drills and just leave the product down in between them. So just with a light hand, I'm going to get as much of the surface product off as I can. Now, because of the chemical makeup of Mod Podge Super Gloss, when it interacts with water, even a little bit of water, it's going to create some bubbles. So you're going to want to keep wiping until you get past the point of the bubbles. You're going to sort of want to wipe until all the bubbles disappear. One of my brilliant viewers in the past has said that she hits it with a hairdryer, and that, I forget who you are, I'm sorry, but that's a brilliant idea. Hits it with a warm hairdryer, it pops all those bubbles faster, and just makes this process a little easier. So, at this point, I can tell that I have, just because of the way the light is hitting this where I'm sitting, I can tell that I have product between my drills, but not, I have fuzz too, but not sitting on top of my drills. Now the way I can tell is that the surface of my drills is just as sparkly as the area around the edge where I didn't apply any Mod Podge at all. Okay, so this would take about, I usually leave it to dry at least 12 hours. Overnight is best because you want it to completely cure. But what happens when you get this completely finished is that it changes the texture pretty dramatically. So this is a section where I actually sealed this while I was doing this diamond painting because the drills would not stick. They were all popping off. I haven't lost a drill yet over here, which I think is a good sign, but I can roll this side that I haven't sealed quite a bit. This side, there is no way. So that's how I know there's actually some product in between these drills. This is not flexible anymore. This side is stiff as a board. This side has a normal amount of flex to it. And if I take it and look in the light, I truly can't tell the difference other than the texture of the canvas, which side is sealed and which side isn't. I haven't lost any sparkle at all. So the secret to success with a big canvas, I have found, is that you're gonna have to rinse your rag out really often because it's gonna get saturated with product. Rinse it out, wipe until all the bubbles disappear, rinse it out again and repeat. And one thing I noticed, because you can't tell what area you have done as you do this process typically, because the product really does disappear just about, it helps me to sort of follow, I'll give you an example here, follow objects in the diamond painting. So if I was just going to seal, if I was going to work on this, I'd maybe do just the white area here, because that way I know what section of my painting I've already finished as I go, and that way I don't go over the same section 14 times just because I can't tell if there's product or not. Okay, and I found the bigger the gaps too, the more product I have to use just by a little bit. So you really want to work that down in between your drills and make sure that the drills have something to hold them together. That's why this procedure works. Okay, and the bubbles do continue to appear for a while. If you're doing a big section, you're going to get bubbles for, 30 seconds or a minute. And just keep going. Just keep wiping. If you need to rinse your rag out again, rinse it out again and keep going. So I found this to be a really, really effective way to seal diamond paintings with a product that is really low in fumes. It's quite, it's clean up with soap and water, so which tells me that it's a pretty innocuous product. So as always, if I find that this doesn't age well or something's going on with this method, of course I'll let you know. But for now, this is my go-to way to seal diamond paintings when I need to. It works with rounds, it works with squares, and I've done it with rhinestone paintings as well, and it works just as well there for me. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to leave them below. As always, spread some joy wherever you are, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. Surprise, I'm back. Before I go, I just wanted to bring you down to a different angle. Sparkle never translates very well on camera, but I sort of want to give you a pass at seeing kind of the difference between some sealed and unsealed sections of these canvases. As I pan here a little bit, maybe shakily, you can probably tell that they look very similar, very, very similar. And if you didn't know which was which, you might not be able to tell which side was sealed and which wasn't. So on this is the sealed side, this is the unsealed side. This whole one is sealed. The white is sealed and the yellow is not. So yeah, see what you think. I think I'm very happy with this method. I don't lose any sparkle that I can tell. as I do this, especially if I'm careful about wiping my surface, my drill surface, pretty thoroughly. Yeah, so that's the final result. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching today. I'll catch you next time.